Planning a wedding comes with timelines, trends, expectations, and a whole lot that couples never see coming. We're two wedding planners pulling back the curtain on what really happens behind I Do. Each week on Behind I Do, we bring you real talk about real weddings, timelines, trends, the wins, and the what ifs. From the smooth as silk celebrations to the did that actually just happen moments, we're sharing the stories, lessons, and insider knowledge that help couples plan with confidence and maybe even laugh along the way. Whether you're a bride, groom, vendor, or wedding lover at heart, this is your backstage pass to the world of weddings, told candidly, graciously, and with the expertise only seasoned planners can offer. Grab your coffee, your planning binder, and your confetti, and join us behind I Do. All right, episode 3, 2026 wedding trends we love and the ones we're ready to retire. All right, I mean, I feel like there's a lot. I mean, one that I think sticks out almost is like ceiling installs. I feel like that has become more of a, I feel like it's always kind of been around, but I feel like it's been like more of like a popular thing. I feel like a lot of our couples have wanted it. And also, I mean, I think too, initially when I was thinking ceiling installs, it's like this like massive thing.
Hanging.
And I think a lot of them, it's like they just want like that centerpiece over the dance floor that's like greenery. I mean, some of them have the more elaborate hanging ones, but, or like I have one, it's like we're doing chandeliers and they're putting greenery on it. So it's like, it's not as, I mean, it's still a lot, but it's not as elaborate as like some of them. But I do feel like ceiling installs, I mean, are a thing. And it's kind of cool because it can be so simple, but it just adds like.
Yeah, like brings your eye to a different point of focus in the room.
Yeah.
And especially here locally, we don't have a huge variety of venue options.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's nice to do something that makes your wedding stand out.
Yeah.
That looks a little bit different at the venue.
Well, and it's like if you've spent so much time and money on linens and place settings and flowers, and it's like it's all just like at eye level and there's nothing, it is kind of nice to add that extra element of, I don't know, leveling up your wedding, I guess, by adding
design.
that.
And this can be anything from, we see drapery ceiling installs, we see disco balls, florals, swans, paper airplanes. I mean, it can really be anything that hangs. So it doesn't just have to be like greenery or chandelier.
Yeah.
I think you can kind of make it.
Again, I mean, kind of something we'll talk about, like how do you make a trend like personal? That's like a good thing of like, how can you get a ceiling install, but like add your touch to it? That's like, I mean, like Ali was saying, we did one where they're in their culture, it's they have to fold 1,000 cranes or something. Yeah. And so then they have like a hanging crane installation. So that was like a cool thing to like kind of tie in that trend. But it's like,
and then it also had lavender because they like own a lavender farm.
Yeah.
So it was really personal, both to their culture and to like their specific family.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. Yeah, that's a big one. I would say drapery
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
We've seen drapery from the ceilings, drapery walls,
behind the head table.
I've even seen like on TikTok or Pinterest, like people using drapery as their linen on their table, and it gives it like so much more volume.
Which we did with that one.
Yeah, which is like beautiful. And it's just a surprising element to use draping on your table, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's like a super big one. And now like even like colored drapery is like coming in, which I don't know. I mean, maybe that needs to be a hot tech. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I don't know. It could be cool. I guess it just depends on the venue and like the style of the wedding, but.
And like what your colors are, if it works or not. Be careful with colored drapery.
Yeah, don't get crazy. I mean, I feel like animals is also a thing that's like been super popular. I mean, whether it's like the ring bearer is the dog or the beer donkeys. I mean,
we've had like a lot of couples want horses in their wedding
and I have
photos.
one who this next year who wants, what are the cute cows?
Highland cows.
Highland cows is like greeting guests to like, which is so cute, but.
So cute. We had a venue called like the Longhorn Guest Ranch or something like that. And that's like part of your wedding package is you go out into this field with all these Longhorn cattle and get your photos taken.
Which is what we wanted to do at Sylvie's.
Oh, just so
like
pretty.
Animals. It's just a cool touch. And I think that's also another thing where it's like, yes, it's a trend, but to make it personal, it's like, you know, it doesn't have to, like, I think dogs is like a very trendy, like everyone has their dog in their wedding, which is great. But it's like, if you like raise horses or raise goats or pigs. Well, pigs might be a little stretch, but to make it like
You could use
personal,
it.
like
Pigeons, like releasing pigeons or butterflies.
yeah, there's
At the end of your
different ways.
ceremony, there's like tons of ways. Or like transportation wise, like if you used a wagon and horses to take your guests from one section to another would be a great option.
Cool way to include them. Yeah.
Yeah. Tons of those.
I mean, dance floors, obviously, like colored ones. I mean, checkered are super in, like the black and white forever. But I feel like now the shift is the brown and white checkered,
like a natural wood and then
which
a
is
white
really cool. Yeah.
alternating checkered.
So
dance floor is beautiful.
Which I think too, I mean, some dance floors are expensive, but like we have one vendor around here that we refer a lot and they're like a fraction of the cost. And it's like, it's just a cool way to add some decor.
And like to add some visual, because you can just use concrete or grass as your dance floor. I mean, if you don't
technically need one.
Yeah, if you're trying to stay within budget, you definitely don't need one, but it is a really nice visual way. We've also seen the light up dance floors come and go. I don't know if I'd still say they're trending, but they're definitely
the worst for setup.
We're a trend and they take a really long time to set up. Or we've also seen the custom dance floors where you can put like vinyl decals with your new last name or like the couple's logo or something like that. So definitely lots of ways to kind of customize it.
For sure. Yeah, which I mean, like I said, if you don't need one, it's a way to save money, but they are a cool thing to add.
Yeah, definitely pretty.
I mean, one that might be another hot take that we'll talk about maybe later is, I mean, I feel like the editorial photography or like the blurry photography is like super popular
everywhere right now. Film photography, kind of all of that.
Yeah, the Super 8 film, behind the scenes, like, I mean, all that stuff is like a really popular thing right now.
A trend I'm excited about is kind of like a dinner party feel instead of a wedding. So definitely a little bit more relaxed and less formal in ways, but making your guests literally feel like they came over to your house for dinner. Yeah. Instead of it being like this huge.
Yeah. And like some doing like family style eating.
We love family style eating where they bring out a salad for the table and then the main for the table and they have to pass it around and talk to their, it's
a really cool
seatmate they didn't know before. So that's a great way to kind of add some community into your wedding.
I agree. I mean, private vows, I feel like that's always kind of, I don't know. Again, it depends on the couple. I feel like it could go 50-50, but I do feel like more and more couples are wanting to do private vows. Yeah.
Like take some time in the morning, just the two of them, or at their first look is a great time to do private vows too. Yeah. String quartets or like saxophone, just more live music is more important to people than it ever has been.
Like as guests arrive, ceremony.
Our favorite is a touch of it and not having that be the whole thing. Yeah. There's still such a need for a wedding DJ and
which that could be again, maybe that'll be one of our podcasts.
But sometimes we've seen weddings where it goes a little too far and the whole night it's a string quartet and no one can dance to that. So we think it's a good thing to use in sections of your wedding, but to make sure you balance it with things that everyone's going to like.
For sure, I agree. And I mean, I think too, like bands are kind of a trendish, I feel like.
At least for Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah, we're always like 10 years behind, so don't hate us if you're like, I already knew that. But I feel like, I don't know. There's something to be said about a wedding DJ too, and I just think bands are like cool if that's like your vibe and your way to add a personal touch. And I don't know, we've had couples that are in bands or whatever, or they've met watching a band or who knows, but I just think they're so loud and just like, again, thinking about your guest experience and the kind of guests that are coming there and just, and especially some bands, it's like they're a certain vibe and they can only like really play certain kind of music. So
yeah, making sure they can cater to everyone. And I think back to like the noise level and indoor versus an outdoor wedding. And like, if you can have an outdoor band, it seems like a way better experience
than an
inside band.
Yes.
I think they have more fun too, but it's like going to an outdoor concert or an indoor concert. Yeah. Like we will always pick an outdoor summer concert.
They're way better
compared to a winter indoor. So I just think it makes it for a better experience.
And I mean, I think too, again, like bands are great. And if that's what you want to do, but also just like the MC part of it, I think gets lost a lot of times with our bands. Which again, nothing wrong with a band, and we're not here bashing bands. Like hire a band if you want one, but
we have a few we love.
Yeah, we have a few that we love and we work with a handful of times a year. But I just think we could go down the DJ road
Yeah, that should be another one. DJ versus band.
Yeah. But I just think there is something, most DJs, professional DJs are MCs and they help with the flow of the day, where a band is there to be a band and perform and like do what they're good at, which I think is great. So it's just, again, things to think about. If you hire a band, like,
you get a different feeling for your wedding. And
for sure.
Sometimes we have to be the ones emceeing your band because they won't speak on a microphone. So those are things that like we talk through with, and make sure you talk through with your planner and the band of who is going to be escorting guests from A to B,
or like
announcing the couple for their first dance. Like, who does all that if you don't have an MC who's also a wedding DJ?
Yeah. And don't just say that your friend can do it, because it's not.
Because they don't know how and they're drunk. So don't do that.
And it's like, I know too, a lot of bands they only play from like, you know, maybe start of open dancing, like they only play 2-3 hours. So it's like, who's doing the dinner music? Who's, like Ali said, emceeing everything. So anyway, we'll stop on that.
We could really go down bands. Okay, another thing that we're just seeing more and more of is color in weddings, and usually brighter colors. Like I went to a wedding this weekend. It was like bright red, like the reddest red I've seen. So it's fun. White weddings are more or less phasing out, or all white, and we're seeing a lot more like character come into color and using it in different ways, like colored napkins,
colored candles. Like I have a bride that they're doing all pastel colors, and it's like a mixture of pastel colored candles on every table, which is kind of cool.
Which is so fun. So tons of color. Don't be afraid to use color in your wedding. Make sure the colors go well together.
I mean, I swear back in the day, I wanted a pink and orange wedding. And now I'm like,
Paloma.
I totally could have done it. But
2026 trend.
Yeah, but I got married 6 years ago. So it's like, it wasn't as popular. I wanted to wear a pink dress. Like I wanted to do it all, but I didn't. Should have just waited.
Vow renewal.
Another big one is like interactive stuff. Like, I mean, the 360 photo booths I think are super big, which are like super cool. I mean, again, you have to think like logistics of where they're going to fit, but I think they're super cool.
Photo booths in general are definitely still trending. Whether it's like a photo booth trailer or just a keepsake for your guests to take home. Like I think a lot of people go to weddings and also want the professional photo of themselves to share somewhere. So that's a nice way to get it over to your guests. We also have seen like cowboy hat bars where they can literally like burn your like initials on or a mountain or something crazy on a hat bar.
Different ribbons and stuff to it.
Feathers, you name it. That's a really fun one. Mini golf. Some of our venues here are actually putting in mini golf courses for their guests, or we also have like traveling mini golf that you can hire, and it's just like a company, and they bring.
Which again, that we may be way behind. Maybe it's like a.
Yeah, maybe that's been around forever, but that's new to us, and it is fun to give your guests something to do. I think this is a really nice touch, knowing that not everyone wants to dance, not everyone wants to drink, not everyone is going to have something to do throughout the night. So it gives a secondary option for those people.
For sure.
Which is awesome.
Agreed. I mean, I think those are like the big trends. I mean, again, back to the animals. I mean, I think another thing is like we see it a lot, like the cocktail napkins, naming the drinks after your dogs. We've had some people do like the big head, what are they called? Fat heads for the dance floor. I mean, so I think that's a big thing. But I mean, as far as all the trends, like versus like timeless versus short-lived, I mean, I don't know. Like Ali said, I think colors are coming back. I mean, I think that's like a big thing, but I still feel like a black and white wedding is like so timeless. And like, I mean, Ali and I were talking, and it's like when you know, 30, 40 years from now after your wedding, you're going to look back, and I just don't think you'd look back at a black and white wedding and be like, God, why did I do that? Like I might, you know, if I would have done my pink and orange wedding, I might look back in 15 years and be like, I'm glad I didn't do that, you know? So, totally. I mean, I think that's something I feel like will always be timeless.
Yeah, we always say like picking simple decor is always going to win over like a really busy visually or like too full table that you can't like actually sit at and eat a meal or like have a drink in front of you because there's so much on
your 14 glasses.
Totally.
That nobody's using.
Simplify things it can be like super basic but pretty. I think especially when you have a simple wedding, you can really like go all out on like a nice charger and really nice flatware and one nice glass, and all of that like speaks volumes and actually looks so much prettier than when you have
everything. Or even like, you know, there's, you know, the really bougie linens that you can get. And it's like, I had a couple where it's like, they just did really nice, pretty floral linens that, yes, were a little expensive, but it was like, that was like also a decor element. So it's like, they did that with like a simple plate and a simple colored napkin that like matched the linen and then like simple florals and a table number. And it was like so simple and elegant and, but beautiful, and still looked like a very well put together wedding, but it was like not cluttered.
Yeah. Or like something unexpected, like a velvet table number, or like there's just little elements that you can add in. So don't feel like you have to incorporate all the trends into your wedding. Like
for sure.
Pick one or two. We think clean, like true natural colored photos will stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Again, when you're 80 and you're looking at your wedding photos or your kids are looking at them, I think there's a little bit of extreme editing sometimes that goes really yellow or really vivid. And I just wonder if you'll like those still.
Yeah. I mean, and again, this is like a hot take too, but even like the blurry photos, like I know it's like very trendy, which maybe this is my hot take. I don't like them. I think it looks like someone was shaking the camera and taking a photo, which that's what they're doing. And I think some people love it. And I think that's great if that's like your style. But again, when you're 80, are you going to look back and like it? I don't know. Maybe people will.
Yeah.
My hot take is I don't like it.
Right.
And then I don't know. Some short-lived stuff, we were kind of talking about like Polaroids. Like I feel like it was like super popular, and I don't feel like it's 100% dead, but I feel like we've seen less and less. I feel like the last like 2 years ago, every wedding had the Polaroid camera.
Guest book.
Yeah, it was the guest book, was a Polaroid. So it's like, I'm just curious to see kind of how that shifts. I feel like it has died down quite a bit. And also like the phone recording. I feel
it's
like that,
leave a message or whatever.
I know. I can't remember what it's called.
After the tone.
Yeah.
And you answer, you like leave a message for the bride and groom, basically. I think the cool piece is like getting to hear people's voices.
Yes,
and that's why I always recommend like a videographer and a photographer, because there's some element to 10 years down the road to be able to hear someone's voice. But they're also like a little complicated to work, and I always wonder if they turn out or not, because you just
so
start
stressful for
record and then you end, and I'm like,
okay if those are not a thing.
I mean, it works.
But the cool thing is we had one wedding that the videographer took some of it, and it was like the part of the grandma saying it and added it to their video at the end, and I was like bawling because I was like, that's so cute. Like you just said, like,
that is so
you're always
special.
gonna have your grandma's voice. So I don't know. I think there are some cool elements to it. It's just, I don't know. They are very complex. Maybe we're just not the smartest, but we had one at one wedding and I was so stressed it wasn't working.
Yes. Another trend we're not in love with, I would say, for the majority of our weddings. So I would say most of our weddings are mid-sized, 100 to 150 people. Serpentine like tables, or the caterpillar tables. So they're going to snake basically back and forth. And they're beautiful and like in an editorial style photo shoot, styled shoot. They look really cool visually. It's something that you're not used to seeing. But logistically, they only fit like 4 to 6 people max, when a table should fit 8 to 10.
Yeah.
It just creates kind of a weird.
Yeah. Like it's, like if you were going to have 50 or less at your wedding, like
you could totally do it.
It's like so cute and great. But yeah, I don't know. We even did like a photo shoot with it, and it's like, it's cool and it's like the cool thing. But yeah, like we got more the caterpillar style where it was the rounds, and it's just like logistically, it was just like, oh my God, like if you had a legit wedding, you could not fit. You'd have to have double the amount of tables, which I mean, again, this is going to go on a tangent. Could be a whole podcast that I could talk about is styled shoots. Like my problem with styled shoots, well, if you know me, you know I don't like them. But I think one of the main reasons is like you do a styled shoot with this serpentine table and it's so cool and beautiful, but it's like,
unrealistic.
It's unrealistic. And that one table costs how much? Because then now you're going to have to, like I said, double your actual needed amount of tables because you can't fit the actual amount of people at it.
And double your linen. And
Yeah. And so, I don't know, that's just...
It gets a little out of control.
Yeah, for sure.
We think.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, some trends that have seen at real weddings that we've done. I mean, we've done a handful of the black and white, and I just think I don't know. I just think they're great. And like black, like there's something about, we were saying about black chairs, just like, especially at the ceremony, like I don't know what it is, but there's just something about black chairs, and then like black chairs with white linens, and it's just
a
like
very like surprising element.
Yeah. And it just looks, and the one I'm thinking of specifically is like there was literally no decor on the table. Like it was so simple, but it was literally one of the prettiest weddings we've done because it was just so like clean and crisp and beautiful. And so I don't know. I think I love them. I love black and white weddings.
Love them. We want them forever.
Yeah. And I mean, we kind of already said like the cowboy hat bar and the mini golf we've seen a lot. And
yeah. And this year, I think we saw more draping, and going into next year, like we have
a lot.
Our main draper is very busy this year because
we use him a lot. He also is our dance floor guy.
Yep.
Should we drop his name?
He's amazing. And he just has such a great eye of how he can like change a space and make it look different than it did before. And it's a pretty inexpensive way to absolutely change what you're looking at. So
for sure,
those are definitely trends that we love.
Yes, that we've loved at some of our weddings.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the thing with trends, I don't know. I'm one of those people that I'm like usually anti-trends. Like I like to be my own person, and I don't like to do what everybody else is doing just because it's supposedly the cool thing to do. So I just think it's important for like our couples to like remember that it's like, yeah, if there's a trend you love, like go with it. But like also like don't forget like your personality in it. And it's like, you know, how can you like pick a trend, but just, you know, maybe not do exactly what you saw in a wedding. I mean, Ali was saying that earlier, like you saw a wedding and it was great and beautiful, but like
make it your own.
Yeah. Like don't like copy a wedding because that's, I don't know, like what fun is that?
Yeah. And you're always going to be, it's never going to be the exact same because you don't have the same vendors or the same resources in that wedding. So if you're just literally trying to copy a wedding the exact way that it looked, it's never going to turn out the way you want. So I think pick an element that you love, the champagne tower with the florals around it, or
the black and white dance.
You love the black and white dance floor. And then you pick a few elements that you want to splurge on and that really are going to make a huge difference. And then add in your own variation and touch.
Right.
To
like
make
we
it
said, like you could still have, if you wanted all white florals or you wanted to go with like the, you know, a certain color scheme like that you saw at a wedding, that's great. But like maybe pick different flowers. Maybe don't use the exact same flowers. Maybe there's a flower that your mom loves, or like your grandma had a flower farm growing up or something that just could add a little bit more personality to it to make it more you.
Totally. I think that's the weddings that we end up either getting to know the couple the best or like loving when they really use like a personal, like we had one that named every table like after their date spots or like trips they'd gone on. So it was like Sun Valley, Monterey Bay. And they had like photos or like a story of like what they did there. Yeah. Or we've had one up in Sun Valley and like every table was a run on like Sun Valley ski hill. So like there's so many ways to personalize a wedding just to you guys and just to what's important to you. And so I think it's important to take time in the planning process to try to find some creative ways to really make it feel like you and your story and what's important to you.
Don't forget that your spouse, like, you know, it's not just, I think that's sometimes too, it's like, you know, there's usually in a couple, like one that's has always dreamed of having their wedding. And then the other one that's like, I'm just here. And I think, you know, as much as they say they don't want to be involved, I think it's important to like involve both parties. And too, then like the family will notice, like, you know, oh, they brought in their, you know, so-and-so's grandma's favorite flowers, and like just little touches that like makes it like both of your weddings, not just one. Yeah. But yeah. And I think our big thing too is like be a trendsetter. Like you don't have to love all the trends. And if there's a trend you don't like, but you know, really wanted a pink and orange wedding, like, and it wasn't a trendy thing, like do it. Totally. Like if you're going to look back and love it, like who cares what the knot says is trendy? Like if it's not trendy to you, like what does it matter?
Yeah. And don't be afraid to like go against the grain. We didn't have a guest book. And
Yeah.
it wasn't important to me. And my mom was like a little mortified, but I was like, I'm never going to look at it. And I don't
Yeah.
want stuff taking up space in my house. And no one said a word to me. And we're none the wiser. We had a videographer who got everyone on video. And like, that was more important to me
Right.
than a guest book. So I think to like make it your own,
And be
confident
okay
in your
with it.
decisions. Yeah.
And don't listen to all the people.
No.
It's the biggest thing. Because everyone has opinions.
Don't
So-
listen to them.
Go be a trendsetter.
Cheers.
Cheers.